Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Michael Hanratty and I had the great pleasure of being appointed the principal of Mount St Benedict College in 2020. You're all very welcome and it's lovely to be able to at least speak with you in this format, if not in person. We are so looking forward to your daughters being with us next year. Today I want to spend a few moments speaking with you about the things that are really important here at Mount St Benedict College. It's important first and foremost to know our story. The college was established in 1966 by the Sisters of the Good Samaritan. A lot of people don't realise that the Sisters are a Benedictine order. Traditionally, when we think of Benedictines, we do think of men in their cassocks, enclosed orders, in cloisters, living a life of prayer and work, but not often interacting with the outside world. Whilst being a Benedictine order, the Good Samaritan sisters were established to go out into the community and work with people. And most of them, in their early years, found themselves in education, especially working with young people from impoverished backgrounds. In establishing their schools, the sisters tried to maintain accessibility for as many marginalised young people as they could. On site here at the college still remain the original buildings from 1966, where novices were trained and classes were undertaken in what was the basement area. In those days, all the teachers at the college were from the Good Samaritan religious order. But of course, as in most congregational schools now, that's not the case today. What is true is that the sisters do retain a strong interest in the college, not only from a heritage and from a historical point of view, but particularly at a governance level. As a school, we belong to an organisation called Good Samaritan Education. There are 10 schools in Good Samaritan Education, 7 in New South Wales, 2 in Melbourne and 1 in Brisbane. The sisters retain a strong interest in maintaining the cultural story that we've inherited of being a Good Samaritan Benedictine college, a philosophy that underpins everything we do at this school. Benedictine colleges across the world have 10 values that stem from the teachings of St Benedict, and Mount St Benedict College has a particular focus on 3 of them: Pax, Stewardship and Hospitality. Pax is the Latin term for peace, and we use the Latin term to differentiate it from the common ways in which we use peace in our everyday talk. We want our girls to understand peace not only as a lack of conflict, but also to see it as a notion of inner peace, knowing yourself, coming to terms with you as a person and being at peace with who you are. From that point then, bringing that peace into your relationship with others. Mindfulness has become very fashionable in the contemporary world, but has always been front and centre in the Catholic tradition. And that particular sense of mindfulness and stillness, which Benedict wrote about, is evident in our school. I think we all know that we can bring peace into our relationships with those both in our immediate circle, but also in the wider community when we're at peace with ourselves. Hospitality is the second value we focus on, a sense of welcome. Not just giving people a cup of tea or coffee, although that can be very important, but there is a deeper sense of hospitality that we speak about with our girls. It's that moment when we make a space for others to be themselves. We not only respect difference, but we celebrate the fact that we are different. So we focus a lot with our girls on recognising the fact that we're all individuals, and that is something that we have to celebrate. Society wants us to tolerate difference, but we want it to be so much more than that for our girls, because that is what the sense of Benedictine hospitality is all about. Celebrating differences and making sure there is a space in every community for those differences to shine. And then stewardship. It's a word we use when we think about looking after our environment, and that is certainly an important part of what stewardship is. But we also need to be stewards of ourselves, having healthy lifestyles, looking after our own mental, physical, social and emotional well-being. We also need to be good stewards of our relationships, caring for our friends, our family, and the broader community. These are the underpinnings of our school. As part of our Catholic Benedictine tradition, the college also offers a wide range of social justice and social action programs. Students work with local Good Samaritan agencies and house partners such as the House of Welcome and Caritas, as well as visiting some of the organisations across Sydney that work with the homeless and people with disabilities, including our local arrangement with St Edmund's School, with whom we have had a close relationship over many years. In addition, we also have a number of overseas immersion activities with our partner agencies in the Philippines and in Japan. As an all-girls school, of course, we believe that girls flourish and thrive in a single-sex environment. Our girls take on all the leadership positions in the school. There are many opportunities for leadership at Mount St Benedict College. In classrooms, girls are comfortable with contributing and in having an opinion, and although every type of school has its own advantages and disadvantages, my experience has been, after having worked in co-ed and all-boys schools, that a girls-only school is the best place for girls to educationally and socially and emotionally thrive and flourish. I voted with my feet and enrolled my own daughter, who's just finishing Year 12, into a girls' school. At the end of the day, parents want the right fit for their daughter, and they want the right fit for their daughter to learn. Over the last few years, the college has worked on its own learning framework, and much of what I've been speaking about is represented in the learning framework, signified by our tree model, which you'll see in our orientation handbook. Our staff have always aimed for excellence in girls' learning and in their own delivery of that learning. And yes, by measures such as external credentials, such as the HSC and NAPLAN, Mount St Benedict girls have done very well over a decade. But this is a small and perhaps arguably irrelevant measure of learning, particularly now when universities offer over 60% of our girls places before they have even sat for their exams. There's a lot more to learning than can be seen in that single number or ATAR. We encourage the girls to see that and to see learning as holistic. In terms of well-being and pastoral care of our girls, it's something that all staff take responsibility for at the college. From our homerooms to our classrooms, in their house groupings, and in the activities that take place outside the classrooms and formal teaching programs, well-being is a focus. The college has been a member of the Positive Schools Association for a number of years and uses the positive psychology model to inform our approach to well-being. This is a strengths-based approach to education that has been used widely and successfully across the world. It dispenses with the deficits model that can be so damaging in our approach to adolescence and has been a feature of schools for almost a century. The notion that teenagers have always something wrong with them that has to be fixed and that they're seemingly rolling from one crisis to the next. Instead, we know that a focus on our signature strengths builds resilience. And when we talk about a holistic education, it's important to note that the college has worked hard on diversifying its co-curricular offerings over the last 12 months and now features a coherent and coordinated program of activities that will engage the girls no matter their interests. Although you'll hear more about that in the months ahead, it's important to note that we've a wide range of sporting programs, including over 20 netball teams in the Hills competition, a residential program that we offer from years 7 to 12, and one where we see it vital to not only build community, but to reinforce our positive education message about strengths-based learning. From the creative and performing arts to leadership training, public speaking and debating, overseas learning immersions to NASA, history battlefields in Europe, to our sister schools in Germany and Japan where we practice our languages, we've something for everyone as the world somewhat returns to COVID normal. The simple fact is, girls who are more involved in the total life of the college, who have a broad range of interests and therefore friendship groups, not only engage more with their learning, but are more resilient in their relationships. We not only welcome you as parents today, but we encourage all our parents to walk this journey with us through adolescence. Our Parents and Friends Association is a group of interested, active families, and they're constantly looking for new members. The college has wonderful, committed parents who are generous with their efforts and time, and the college welcomes and appreciates the partnership we have with our P&F. Over the years, I've come to understand that parents who are actively engaged with the school have a positive impact on their child's learning, and that this partnership assists in getting the best possible outcomes for their daughter. Our P&F are well aware also of how time poor many of our parents are. So they have strategically structured their meetings and organised target events to inform and educate parents about not only what is happening at school, but also contemporary ideas from leading speakers on parenting and on issues facing young women. So, on behalf of all the staff, can I warmly welcome you to Mount St Benedict College. If you are a returning parent, welcome back. If this is your first daughter in high school, welcome to our family. We hope you are as proud as we are to have your daughter join us as a Benny's girl.